Hey, what's going on? It's Mr. Peace here. This email deals with the issue of self harm, among others, and it comes from a girl named Josie. Again, always changing names to protect confidentiality and identity. She says, Hi, I was at the assembly earlier today and I was sitting in the back left corner. My name is Josie. I want to thank you for coming to my school because I think your speech helped a lot of people, even me. The part where you fill the cup with water and let it overflow, which would mean like self-harming or things like that, I understood that. And for that part, basically, I tell people that I'm going to compare a empty cup of water to our hearts when we're born. That our hearts are like that empty cup, free of pain and hurts. But little by little, as we get older, have these painful memories and experiences, our cup, our heart starts to get full. And if it overflows, it either goes onto ourselves, as like with self harm, or onto other people. We see that too often with school shootings in the news. And in terms of this cup, it's a choice that no matter how full that gets, there's always a little bit of room for love, but we can choose that. But back to her note, she said, I've been in that situation since around seventh grade with the self harming. I cry a lot because I feel like I have no one there. I've also self harmed. I've also self harmed. I don't anymore though because the school found out last year in middle school. I started to feel that way because in seventh grade I was in a different district and this group of girls started to bully me in person and on the internet. They made my self-esteem drop and it's never gone back up. I even had written letters because everything seemed to be going downhill from my point of view. I just really needed to tell someone that, and thank you for coming to our school. Love, Josie. And obviously the letters she's talking about were suicide letters ready to check out. So I responded back, and this is back in early June of 2015. But I said, hey, Josie, sorry to take so long to get back to you. First off, though, let me say how much I appreciate your kind words and how moved I am by your courage to open up on your feelings of possibly checking out and leaving. From my experience, suicide is never about wanting to die. It's about not wanting to deal with the pain anymore, like I mentioned in my talk. Cutting and self-harm are just temporary releases like drugs and other destructive habits that release you from the pain for a little bit, help to break that numbness for a couple of minutes, couple of hours, but once that rush subsides or the high dies down, your problems are still there, needing to be faced. It's kind of like the buffalo and the cattle story. There's a huge storm coming, like tornado type storm, and the cattle start running away. Sooner or later, they're gonna have to face it and deal with the problems, but they're just trying to prolong it as long as possible. The buffalo, however, they run right towards it, and they deal with it quicker. They get through it faster. We have that choice to take these issues head on and look for more permanent fixes, which many times comes from a deep founded relationship with our Creator. At least it is for me. And finding our purpose. Finding your purpose is a gift from God. Starting to fulfill that purpose is your gift back to Him, and that's really what brings us meaning in our life too, right? As I talk about in some other videos. All that said, I wish there was a magic formula that I could give people to tell them how to get past the depression and this phase of your life, but there's not. All I can say is to never give up and know that you are loved by many. You have a purpose for this planet. Yes, hurt people do hurt people. Sometimes that hurt people is ourselves, but it's also very true that, healed people heal people if we choose that path as well. And healed people are also aware that anyone who bullies or tries to cause them pain are also hurting inside themselves, right? The ironic part about bullying, like you said with your friends, is that it's never about you. It's the bully's own issues, not yours. Like issues, you keep saying over and over again, it says issues, it's you, it's you, it's you, issues, right? They have their own issues. And I said, you can only lose power if you let someone else take it away. Bullies expect a reaction. They want tears. They want you to fight back or act frightened. But when you show them the opposite, that pure unconditional love that they don't expect, yet they're desperately crying out for deep within, you actually take the power away from them over you and you gain it back. It's one of the hardest things we can do, though, is to love our enemies, but it's beyond vital. It's beyond necessary. So in other words, we need others, and they need us to make sure you reach out for support, to also feel some worth in your life, to have people mirror the great things and qualities that they see about you. You never have to do this alone. You always have God and people like me who believe in you and will support you no matter what. Family, friends, some family that's not blood even, but your best friends, your true friends that will always be there for you and respect you for who you are. Adversity is going to happen, but it's never insurmountable, right? It's how we respond to things in our life. Like John Maxwell said, life's 10% what happens to us, 90% how we respond to it or react to it. I believe it's 1% what happens, 99% how we respond to it. So look for that permanent fix, not just a temporary release for the pain. To be able to put down, any of the blades or, what we're trying to actually just feel something. I've always said, on a scale of 1 to 10, not how do you feel, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how many of you feel? Because so many of us don't even feel, and we need to. It's important, right, to keep feeling, to keep feeling life, keep being alive. Sometimes that means you have to get that thing that you're, waking up for every day, like that purpose, right, that inner fire and drive. You're a miracle. Keep your head up, never give up, and just remember how much you're worth. Peace in, Mr. Peace. If you have a similar issue or something going on in your life, please feel free to reach out to me, either through my website here, mrpeace.net, any of my social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can comment back here or send me a direct message, Mr. Peace 101, or my Instagram, Mr_Peace_Geese. I don't always get back to you right away, but I always get back to you. Also, my email address, mrpeace@mrpeace.net. Love you guys. Peace.